Welcome home, Bitcoin truth seekers. Let me make sure everything is recording here. Everything's working. Um, yes. All right, good. So, welcome home, Bitcoin truth seekers. It is a glorious Monday, March 27th. So, good morning, Bitcoin truth seekers. It's March 27th. It's Monday. Year is 2023. It's a glorious day in the market. It had a bit of a dump for Bitcoin this morning, but it recovered, is recovering. It hit a support level that was created about 5 days ago, and let's just get right into it. All this stuff will just speak for itself. It's a good morning, it's a good day, it's Monday, looking wonderful. I like it. Even with a bit of FUD this morning, still the market's doing quite well for Bitcoin and crypto in general. It was red when Bitcoin was kind of dumping, but we're seeing a very, very fast turnaround. So bitcoindailyreview.com. Got more for you there. All the things that I use, endorse, buy me a coffee, all that stuff. Get yourself a gas mask. You'll be glad you did in the coming days. All right, with that said, here's Bitcoin first off. 4-hour chart, we can look right here. We can see very, very clearly that Bitcoin basically bounced off an area of interest, I guess you could say, both support and resistance. So no problem at all. Looking at the indicators, it does appear that it is turning around rather quickly. If we go to the 45-minute chart for very, very immediate price action, yeah, you can see that beautiful little bounce that it did. You can see where basically it was just playing with an area of support and resistance that was created previously about 5 days ago. I think this one was there. It's actually to do a little bit of a measurement here. Date range from today. Basically, it went back to about 4 days, 18 hours or so to a previous, there was support there. So not really a big deal at all. In a way, it's kind of good. If you look at the 45-minute chart, it did break below the 200 and the 314 moving average. But of course, if you do note, one thing is even if you don't follow news, it's all here in the charts in many, many ways. It's really been kind of ranging between the 200 moving average here and the 314. That's always a weak spot. It's getting a squeeze. It was trying to get above that 200 moving average, couldn't quite do it, really. And in general, if you do look, it's a 45-minute chart. Yes, immediate price action, but the directional index was not looking too strong. I'm sorry, the squeeze indicator was kind of trending down. Directional index was trending down. There really was no volume until recently when it dumped. Very, very low volume period. So, definitely a time where I wouldn't feel a strong confidence in Bitcoin pumping. At the same time, I wouldn't exactly see it as a logical time to short either. So, anyway, there you go. I mean, some would possibly predict this. Some people did that it would take a bit of a dump. It was news that dumped it. So, be that as it may, but still, Bitcoin was not in the strongest place in the chart when it dumped. Looking at the hourly chart here, we can see. It's interesting here on the hourly because it's been riding that 200 and then it dumped. Basically, yes, it did go below the 314 moving average on the hourly chart, but it did bounce there too, and it did bounce on this previous area of interest of support and resistance. So interesting stuff. Even though it was a bit of an abrupt dump, it was very, very logical. It bounced where we would expect, and in great part, you could have seen it coming in the charts anyway, looking at the indicators. And of course, on the 4-hour chart, we never even broke the 200 moving average. So really, a nice little dump, but quite a strong chart. I imagine Bitcoin today will continue to recover. We'll see what happens. Most likely, I'm just kind of guessing here, but it will probably, if I use array right here, it'll probably keep on cruising up in general until it finds the recent high, which was right around I should say 28,000, wow, 28,600. That's where we might begin to see a little bit of hesitancy there. We'll probably cruise up and then hit that. Then it'll be the kind of the question mark, are we going to bounce off that and start pushing it for a while, then break above, or is that going to be it and it goes down? We'll see what happens. We'll have to watch the indicators when that time comes. But in general, my money is on Bitcoin continuing to recover after this morning's dump. And one thing about that is that it definitely wiped out some leverage on the exchanges, which they always like. So that's probably a very positive sign right there. Looking at, I'm going to refresh this here. Looking at Bitcoin trading volume last 24 hours, it's 4.9 billion. Once again, that is incredibly low volume. So that would be a time where Bitcoin's easy to manipulate. So FUD definitely did kick it in the ass. Looking at Sorry about that. I'm being attacked by gnats. It's gnat season here in the desert. So I have a very clean house and all, but gnats just come out here in the Sonoran Desert this time of year. They're crazy. So last hour for wrecked, it's only 2.6 million. That's not very much because pretty much the wreckage has been done. Last 24 hours, though, even though we had a dump this morning, we're at 131 million for the last 24 hours as far as liquidations, basically. That's not bad. If you're under 100 or 150 million, you're doing pretty good. So I have a feeling that people did, there was not a whole lot of longs and shorts that were, I mean, yes, definitely they were wrecked, but I think that people were not trying too hard. If people were trying too hard, if this was truly unexpected also, this would probably be, over 200 or 300 million. All right, looking at FinViz here at the traditional markets, Dow, Nasdaq, and S&P 500. The Dow is up 0.7, Nasdaq down 0.56, S&P 500 up 0.22. In general, it's been a rough day. They kind of all opened and then dumped a bit, sort of recovering, but not necessarily. So not a strong day in the traditional market. Let me refresh this here. Definitely Microsoft, Google, Amazon, all up in the red, Tesla in the green, Apple in the red. So anyway, some sectors doing quite well, some not so great. Now, looking at the big picture here, dollar strength index today is having a red candle. And it's below the 200 up here in the 314 moving average. So we'll see if DXY is really making a recovery from this downwards kind of channel that it's been in, basically. We'll have to see. A dumping DXY, unless it dumps a whole darn lot, tends to be good for crypto and the market and everything else. So we'll see if this downwards channel continues. Probably test the top of this one this week. We'll see how it rolls. But right now, DXY opening kind of weak. Crude, basically U.S. oil spot in the green, making a recovery. We'll see if it gets back to where it was before, kind of back in this sideways channel that it had, this beautiful little range that it was doing there. Very, very nice, very, very tradable range if you trade commodities like that. Anyway, we're getting back into that in that sideways channel. We'll see what happens. I like to watch. I like it when oil's on the way up, only because that just makes more sense than it on the way down. To me, in general, somehow the market's usually working better when oil's pumping. Anyway, S&P 500. Green, it's showing a green candle today, but definitely you can see a bit of a Darth Maul, doji kind of a green candle. I know Darth Maul is usually in a red, but this thing here is very volatile today. The S&P 500. We'll see if it closes in the green or the red today. Either way, it's not been a tremendous day so far for it. Bitcoin, red candle today, but that may turn around by the end of the day. Looking at gold today, definitely a red candle, and once again, it's actually testing kind of a recent back here in the 2nd of February was a high. So it's testing a bit of support and resistance right now. Also, as you can see, the area of interest here, it's testing that. So we'll see how that goes. Silver, definitely a red candle today. So, just not a great day in the market, but good enough. Bitcoin, as you can see, dumping, and then of course it recovered. Now it's going sideways. I mean, a lot of longs got wrecked. And then of course what's funny is I watched the shorts pile in. People were so certain it was going to keep going down. I don't know. All these shorts that got wrecked right in here. Blissfully, my friends, I gotta say, dumbass. What were you thinking? Anyway, just you were not thinking. Especially when it bounced at a very, very logical spot. What were you thinking? So the volume is a little bit low on the exchanges here overall, but on the top 20 exchanges, top 30 exchanges, they're pretty much all in the green. So we are seeing positive volume for spot trading over the last 24 hours. Just recently, it started to perk up. You can see the 7-day graph. So we're seeing a little bit of a burst in traffic since Bitcoin took a dump. Now it's probably people piling in all kinds. This is spot trading. So probably a lot of people are grabbing those beautiful lows, and we're seeing that. We're seeing the pickup in volume on the big exchanges. Looking at derivatives, this is good. I like this. It's a good way to start the week. Just 50 billion in derivatives, longs and shorts with leverage on Binance. That's right about where Binance likes it, I had noticed over time. So at least starting this week, that's probably we're probably not going to see an exchange. I hope not this week, an exchange flush of the longs and shorts with leverage. This guy will kind of come up for us here. Looking at Bitcoin, the top 100. I did notice that some of these things that I used this morning when Bitcoin was very, very volatile were getting a little bit crazy. We'll come back and visit this one in a second. Looking at longs and shorts right now, it's been a short bias all weekend. Now it's a long bias. So on Binance, where the sweet volume is, it's 53% long, 47% short. So definitely a long bias for Bitcoin. First time this week since the weekend. Hopefully this guy recovers. Looking at the chart, actually, let's go over here. And, it's unfortunate that this is not coming up for us. Kind of wish it would. Come on now. Let's check out XRP. I saw that one kind of in the green this morning. I think that one was making a nice bounce. Yeah. Okay. So XRP, good indicators, very, very twerky. It's definitely cooling off. XRP might be one to watch today. I noticed it kind of recover very, very quickly. This is kind of an upwards channel. It's a little bit abrupt for me. It's a 4-hour chart. Let's look at let's just say a 45-minute chart. Yeah, I mean, I like what I'm seeing. Look at that. It's cooling off right now. If you're an XRPer, is there some news about XRP? Let's see. Shiba Inu making new anti-record. XRP price, sell the news moment. Okay. SHIB Army excited. Okay, let's actually check out SHIB too. Anyway, XRP is one to watch. I'm just going to watch it because you know what? There's a chance if it actually does find a bottom here, we could see a beautiful move up. We're not that far from the 200 moving average down here. On the 45-minute chart, let's actually look at an hourly chart also. And we'll just redraw this upwards channel. It's pretty nice. That's, a lot of room if this channel is actually legit. Let's just see what happens here. I mean, it's been some good volume this morning. I wouldn't get into it right now, but the thing is that this is one of those trades where you could sort of do something like this. This is a crazy ass trade, I will admit. But if I was to get into this, I would say you're probably going to at least make it back to the heartbeat. And then you could just you could just basically be like, if it breaks the bottom of this channel, then it's over, and have a quick a very tight stop loss. But I wanted to actually get to the bottom of this channel and see a bit of a confirmed up move, and then maybe I would get into something like this, and I would put a trailing take profit right up here, right below the mid range, and see if it keeps going. Then we'll grab it. That's 11% right there. So I mean, really like a 10%. Take profit with like a 3% variance for trailing take profit, which you can do over on 3 commas. I mean, if you make it all the way to the top again, that could be like 20% that you grab. So I'm just saying, one to watch, but I'm going to make sure it actually gets where it needs to get in a better space before I actually do that. SHIB USDT. How's that one looking? Oh my gosh, yeah, SHIB gives it all back. It's not a good day for SHIB. Oh well, sorry SHIB, you didn't make it. Okay, here we are, we're back. 27,166 for Bitcoin this morning. All right, I'll take it. XRP in the green, but let's see if we get a bounce off the bottom of that channel. If we do, that could be a really nice long Lambo play. NEO in the green today. I think we're going to see a lot of these top 100s turn towards the green. OKB is in the green again. Let's actually check out OKB, because that one tends to get a little bit. That one runs. When it runs, it's a machine. You can play it on Gate.io, OKX. Gate.io is a good little exchange. MEXC, okay, if you're in that one. Bybit's got it. Yeah, I think people are using futures on that one. Anyway, we'll just check out Gate.io real quick here for that one. Nah, forget it. That one's done. Let's look at what else we got here. BNB is slightly in the green. Let's check out BNB after all this carnage. BNB versus USDT. Damn nuts. It's on Binance and KuCoin. Yeah, KuCoin. KuCoin. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that did not go so well. Okay, that's probably, that's because of the nonsense. We'll go over that. Let's take a look at that real quick right now. Um, Damn it, sorry. Cryptos tumble after CFTC sues Binance and CEO. So basically, I like what they're calling it here. Operation Choke Point 2.0 is a term coined by Coinmetrics co-founder Nick Carter to refer to an apparently coordinated effort to discourage banks from holding crypto deposits or providing banking services to crypto firms on the basis of safety and soundness for the banking system. And I think that somebody commented down here, first comment, they went away. Darn. The first comment was yeah, criminals hate competition. So I think that kind of sums it up right now. Anyways, as you can see, that just sums it up. No point dwelling on it. So we'll see how it rolls. I know that I think what was this CFTC, was it the SEC or CFTC or whoever it was going after Coinbase recently too, and Coinbase is fighting them. So basically, I think Operation Choke Point is very, very real. I'm doing battle with the gnats here. Anyway, there you go. I mean, so there's BNB, how it's being affected, big dump. But I don't think Binance is going away. And nor do I think crypto is going away. And if you look, it's testing, it's an hourly chart. It's testing some previous support and resistance here. So it's kind of a logical bounce spot. We'll see what happens. Myself, to be honest with you, I'm watching for that bounce because we definitely have, this is a logical spot to bounce right there, right in here. I would say so. Let's see if we bounce. If we begin bouncing, if one really is crazy and you wanted to hop in, not a bad spot possibly to get in there. How's that 45-minute chart looking? We bounce in there. We're starting to lose velocity in the dump. We are. How about a 15-minute chart? Yeah, you can see we're going to sort of round off pretty soon. You can see that the directional index is beginning to chill out a little bit here. So I'm not really necessarily, promoting this as a trade, but, it's kind of outside the bounds of any sanity. But, when it does begin to move back up, depending on how you trade, definitely this could be one to catch once it's a confirmed uptrend according to your trading methodology. What else we got? I'm going to refresh this guy. Hopefully it just refreshes quickly. XRP still in the green. In general, what, top 100, I'm just watching them. I'm watching a bunch of stuff here. Let me actually check over here. Sorry, you guys can't see this. This is my, interesting. Okay. Let me look at my little indicator here. Sorry, you can't see what I'm seeing here. Anything interesting? Oh, bond. Okay, cool. There's one. Bond. Okay, go and check that one out. Bond. This is over on Binance and Coinbase and also KuCoin. So we'll look at this one on Binance and that was anyway. One of my indicators, one of my notifications went off for this one, but I think it's an error. Yeah, bond is crap. Anyway, top 100, cryptos, they're going to start recovering today. These guys here, if you, I'll put this in a live chat. I mean, I'll also comment with this link too. Also, it's over at bitcoindailybit.com. You can just go there and find it. It's the live bitcoincharts.com. I really like this one. It just shows the top 100 cryptos basically of the day. I think it's by 24-hour price movement indicators. It's top 100. Yeah, it's sort of by market cap. So these guys are all, I like watching this because, when I see one starting to turn around, it's oftentimes a really great hop in. Oh, Rocket Pool and SNX. Okay, RPL and SNX. They're just turning green now. So SNX, USDT. You can play it on Binance and KuCoin. So you're probably on one of these. Just beginning to turn green. Well, it's well below any indicators that I like things to be above. So anyway, not quite happy with that one. RKT. Sorry, what was that one called? Rocket Pool. Where'd you go? Yeah, RPL. RPL, USDT, Coinbase. I'm sorry, KuCoin and Binance. Yeah, okay. So we're starting to see some green. These things are, it's beginning to just now turn up. So I think this is a great time to be watching. This guy could be a good play. RPL here on the hourly chart. I mean, right now it's trending down. Things aren't too great, but I'm going to watch this one. I'm going to actually here on the hourly. How's the 45-minute look? Okay, 45. It's actually already above the 200. The hourly, it's not quite yet. I'm going to. This one needs some time, but I'm going to kind of watch this one. I'm going to put an alert in for when this guy crosses the. For me, for the 314 moving average, which is the green one there. I think that might be a good time. Also, if you are trading like an hourly chart, definitely watch for it to put an alert in for crossing that this 200 here. I definitely could see quite possibly this guy doing something like this. Just straight up just going just boom, and testing and continuing because it was doing quite well until it dumped this morning. So just one to watch. I'm going to watch this one here. I'm going to also, I'm going to watch this one. I think this guy is good. I'm going to play it. I'm going to watch the 45-minute chart here for the immediate price action. I think we break this 314 or the on the 45-minute or the 200 on the 1 hour. This is one to watch, definitely. How's it look on the 4-hour chart? 4-hour chart. Yeah, just watch out because it's most likely going to find resistance here in the 4-hour chart at the 200 moving average. But you got some definite percent before that happens, and it was getting ready to turn up on the indicators here a little bit, I think, on the 4 hours. So anyway, guys, just this one's kind of all over the place, but I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it today. It's got some possibility to it, but still, like I'm gonna just be refreshing and watching the top 100. These are my favorite ones to play unless there's something that I'm already watching. Neo. So let's look at Neo real quick. Trading View. Let's look at Neo USDT, Binance and KuCoin. So you're gonna find it on one of those. I've seen it on Bittrex too, which is kind of cool. Neo, oh well, I have some old indicators from the past here. Let me remove these drawings. Let's go to a 4-hour chart. All right, let's check it out. Well, 45-minute chart. Well, it was up. It dumped today though. So yeah, a little bit of energons this morning, but I think this guy, I don't see anything too exciting about Neo. Yeah, it might do a 45-minute 314 bounce. That's definitely possible. It's worth watching, but I'm not too excited by it this morning. Anyway, I'll wrap all this up. Sorry, I don't want to go on too long about any particular asset here, but Bitcoin, I do think we're seeing a bit of a turnaround here on the 4-hour chart. Looking at the 45, let's see how it goes. Bitcoin is definitely side after it's dumped, it pumped a little bit. It's kind of sideways. These are always inspiring candles right here. This long tail means that they really tried to push it down hard, but buyers were buying it up. So, and that does correspond with a recent a point of interest, point of support and resistance. So I think that, most likely maybe the dump is done this morning. Now we're seeing sideways. The trick is really though, I think we're going to have a much stronger, better week as far as alt trading if we can get Bitcoin above this 314 and the 200, so right around like 27,850. If we can just get up about there, just start riding this 200 moving average again. I think definitely having flushed the leverage out of the exchanges, definitely I think we're going to possibly see that happen. So we're watching. Let's see how this week shapes up. Definitely for the big market, it's a bit of a challenging day. Oil doing good, dollar strength index continues to plummet towards hell where it belongs and it came from. And also, boom, S&P 500. We'll see if it closes in the red or the green stay, but it is about the 200 moving average on the daily, which is kind of nice. Bitcoin, hopefully we finish with a green day, but it's probably not going to happen. But at least we did bounce where we would expect it to, and that's on serious FUD that we got today. BNB coin dumping hard, will probably bounce. People will be waiting for that. Probably gonna make a lot of money when it goes back up. Basically gold bouncing at a previous support and resistance area makes sense. We'll see how it goes. Silver dumping. We'll see how the day goes. This is definitely a rather intense start to the week. So, but really, Bitcoin overall not doing too bad, holding its own. Um, so there you go. And real quick, as we pass out of here, let me actually getting some notifications here about things. Make sure I'm not missing something important here for you guys. Anyway, all right. I thought I'd just mention this. Israeli national airline announces the suspension of flights from Tel Aviv into further notice. If you haven't been watching the news, and it's fine, even if you have, you may not have seen it. Massive protests in Israel over the weekend. They don't like Netanyahu's legislative kind of fascist purge. It's a bit weird. So he's an old hawk. He wants to bomb Iran. He's like Arizona's. We had McCain, who just he lived to bomb countries, so Netanyahu, it doesn't matter if you like him or not, he definitely is hawkish, and he does believe in always forward and peace by annihilation of your neighbors. So anyway, Netanyahu having a bad day, but I just saw a headline that he just said. I see this is just in. PM Netanyahu says we cannot have a civil war in Israel, and is postponing judicial reform until summer. So this old guy is going to, figure out what he's going to do. He'll figure he's not going to give up. If that old character is in power, how it is. I think he's kind of a McCain, in my opinion. He'll just go down, praying for war, and that's just his take on reality. Binance, BNB definitely dumped, crypto market dumped, Bitcoin dumped. I think we're beginning to see the recovery from that, and I think Operation Choke Point, as coined by Coinmetrics co-founder Nick Carter, is definitely very, 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 very real. So we'll keep an eye on that. Operation Choke Point. I wish they didn't make it where you have to subscribe to Zero Hedges. I think you have to be a paid member just to see it. And if you're interested, Netanyahu weekend as protests grow in Israel. I just started watching this morning, listening to this. I'm up arrow. I'm going to share it here in the live chat. I think it's worthwhile. It's from the Duran. These two guys are top notch, and they were talking about this. And I think this, if you care, these guys are great historians, especially Alexander Mercurius over here on the right. It is good to deep dive and have more than a superficial understanding of this, because it doesn't matter if you like Netanyahu. Like I say, I see him as he's both a savior to some in Israel, kind of like a Trump was here in the U.S. I also see him kind of like a McCain out of Arizona, Senator McCain, who just he's the guy who was singing "Bomb Bomb 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 Bomb" Ran at the a retirement home. Anyway, this is a big deal. And a friend of mine that went to Israel and stayed for a while, I never agreed with him politically at all. We really saw things very, very differently. But when he came back, I think that's why it gives more weight to what he said. When he came back, he said, after being in Israel for a little while, I realized that the violence will never end until the young generation of Israel says no to the old generation of Israel that will never stop killing them. And I thought that was rather interesting. And I think, even though I'm very ignorant on these politics, I desire to know more. I'm going to watch this from the Duran. And I think this might be a turning point for Israel. They definitely are a very isolated country right now, with the BRICS coming to power. And they are coming to power, and you can bet your ass that Syria and Saudi Arabia will be members before the end of this year, as it's already in progress. And China is getting behind Syria right now and insisting that America leave the oil and wheat fields. We have the oil and wheat fields occupied of Syria, if you didn't know that, to protect the citizens from Assad. Figure that, I guess, I don't know, poverty and starvation protects them from their leader hurting them. Anyway, the world's changing, and this here is a big deal. So I invite you to watch this. I think you'll enjoy it. Wisdom, knowledge, it's always good to have. Anyway, with that said, thank you for being a Bitcoin truth seeker. Thank you for optimism for the world. Even when the Operation Choke Point 2.0 hits the crypto market hardcore, Bitcoin basically bounced where we would expected it, where we would expect it to, but it didn't bounce where they expected it to. And if you look at their power that these power brokers are playing with right now, as far as the last couple of days, the DXY is plummeting back towards hell where it came from, and soon we'll hear a splash, and Gollum will die with its ring, and it'll be a better world. So take care, everybody. And remember, for every Bitcoin Satoshi you own, you help dump that DXY. And you know what? In some weird way, you bring peace to Israel. So take care, and I'll see you again tomorrow. God willing. Amen.